Well, hi everyone, welcome to Saturday's live stream, and it's so good to have you all here. And as you can see, we've got a Volca Modular. We're going to have a look at that this evening, this morning, wherever you are in the world. And don't forget to jump into chat and say g'day. This time I'm trying a few new things out with the live stream, so would appreciate your feedback. And yeah, let's get stuck straight into it. Now, the first segment I'm going to do is we're going to have a little bit of a news segment. So we're going to talk about what happened in the last week with regards to news. So let's play the roll. Let me just get it all teed up here. Okay, here we go. Hope you enjoy this new segment. Well, April Fool's Day did happen during the week, and I don't know if you guys all caught it, but geez, Korg were really on the ball with this one. I absolutely loved their little April Fool's Day joke. Don't forget to have a comment in the live chat here. Now we do have the live chat window. It's going to be showing on the main screen, so don't worry about that. Now, who saw this Volca set? I actually thought this was a pretty cool idea. Did anyone else see it? They actually went to quite a lot of detail with this, and let me just see what else. I didn't get caught out by the fake video, but tell me if you guys did. This was the fake video they had up on their website. If you clicked on the link, it took you to Rickroll. That was brilliant. And also they had a bit of information I thought was pretty clever. These were the stats of the new Volca set. Apparently it can play, record, rewind. This was good. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was definitely worth a laugh from me anyway. So that was the first news item. That was the April Fool's Day, and let me know if there was any other April Fool's Day jokes that you guys found funny during the week, synth related of course. And the next one we're going to look at was the well, it's a new product, and I'm actually pretty impressed with this. Who knew? Analog Solutions bringing out Impulse Command. This thing actually looks pretty cool. What do you guys think? Apparently it's got some stereo ability, which, you know, I guess is probably part of the effects side of it, but you know, this synth is really incredible how it's kind of spatial stereo sort of ability. I've seen some demos on this already, and they've been getting them out pretty thick and fast during the week, but this thing actually has really sparked a bit of interest for me. It might be something that I might get. What do you guys think? Are you guys going to look at getting this? I don't have many details of how much it is or anything yet, but there are definitely prototypes or models out there that some of the other YouTubers are reviewing. I'm not big enough here, and I'm probably too far away living in Australia. But yeah, Impulse Command looks pretty cool. Who else saw that during the week? And what was the other news item? Moving along. Well, this one was a bit far away for me. This was the Synthplex, and it was held in Burbank in California. I couldn't make it. A few $1,000s worth of airfares for me. But I noticed there was a couple of pretty well-known musicians rocking around at this one. So if you did notice anyone, if you went to Synthplex and you did notice someone else going there, do sing out. This fella was the guy that I noticed on one of the photos. The guy on the right. Anyone recognize him? Famous synthesizer dude. Yep, it's the guy from Depeche Mode, Martin. He was there and he was checking out this new modular stuff. And I saw a video of this, the modular guy here. He's pretty cool. forget his name, but that doesn't matter. I'm not here to promote them. Anyway, that's my news segment. I hope you liked it. Tell me in the chat if you enjoyed the news segment. Let's just quickly go back to me. Here I am. Hello. Nobody's chatting yet, so everyone's a bit quiet. Don't forget to chat. It's all part of this live stream. I do want to engage with you guys directly. The next segment I decided to do was something a bit of fun. So this one I forgot to put some music to the little intro, but anyway, we'll play it anyway. Let's go. Here we go. Let's pretend there's music. I'll promise next week I'll put a tiny little bit of music to that. Anyway, what do you guys think of this meme? This is pretty cool. I saw a photo on Facebook where you've got Vangelis there with a DeepMind 12 and he's got his hands in the air, and I thought I'd add this little caption. What blah 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 did they do with the second oscillator? Anyone who owns a DeepMind 12 will definitely know the second oscillator is a little bit lacking on the DeepMind 12. Would have been nice if they made a fully fledged oscillator on that. So I thought that was pretty funny. Hi to Zed Fella and Tina Stormcaller. How you going? Thanks for joining us. Now my chat might be a little bit delayed, so I do apologize, but I'll just quickly say beautiful. So what else we got with the memes? Who enjoys the memes? I do anyway, you know. I apologize if I'm boring you with these memes, but I actually thought they were pretty funny. This one kind of closer to, I actually came up with this one myself, so I'm not going to claim any fame or anything, but this is the meme about when we post our music on Facebook or social media. It doesn't have to be Facebook, and this is everyone else's reaction when you post your music on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you're posting it. I just thought this was hilarious. So yeah, you know, maybe one day we might have some awesome music and someone might actually like it. But anyway, that was the funny one. I thought was pretty good. So what else we got? Last one, I promise I won't bore you with my memes. This is the last one that I found I thought was pretty funny, and it's kind of related to the one before. When we're talking on social media, we do like to talk about our gear, don't we guys? Well, we certainly don't like to talk about the new synth track that we've just made. Yeah, so this is probably a bit raw, a little bit close to home for me anyway, but sometimes people do chat to me about my tracks, but very rarely. Mostly they like to chat about gear. So yeah, that is the new sections to my live stream. The news and the memes, or funny side I've called it. Tell me if you like that, if that's something that you want me to keep going. I'm happy to add little segments in. I definitely am trying to get a new guest to come on with the Skype call. There's been a few people who've approached me and we're working through things, so hopefully next Saturday we'll have a guest lined up for you guys. I couldn't get Martin from Depeche Mode. He declined. Actually, I didn't even ask him, I'm only joking. So this live stream is all about this little baby here, the Volca Modular. And they've only just arrived here in my country in Australia. They've been out for a while, pretty much straight after the NAMM announcement. They were selling them in the shop. Let me know, guys, if the audio is coming through nice and loud, and if you can hear me okay. I'm just going to, this part here, we probably want to make sure we can hear everything. So let me know if that's working. Any one of you just quickly comment in the live chat there to tell me if that's coming through okay and you can hear me and everything. All good. Beautiful. Sorry about the little bit of the delay. We just had to wait for the chat to pop up and tell me. Fantastic. Audio works. Thanks, Tina. Thanks, Zedfella. Nice of you guys to let me know. All right. Who here is interested in getting one of these things if you haven't already? Well, who, better still, who here actually has one of these? The Volca Modular I'm talking about. So what we're going to do is I might actually make... You guys don't need to see my ugly face. We might make this full screen. Let's do that. Just let me just... Boom. There we go. Nice close up for you guys. MC505. You guys talking about MC505s? Cool. I did a video on the MC505 just recently, which was the arpeggiator on it, which I thought was pretty deep. Anyway, back to the Volca modulator. Now I've actually got a little patch going here, you can see already, where, what is it? I kind of just stole it from the card that it comes with. So I think I did ring modulation, the one on the bottom right hand corner there. So we should have a source to this cutoff A, and then cutoff B is going to create some sort of cross mod thing there, and then you've got this dual LPG going into a sum operator here. This stuff gets pretty techo, I think, and I'm going to be very honest with you guys. This is the first product that I've ever touched that is West Coast synthesis. This is the first time I've ever looked at this stuff. I mean, obviously I've watched videos probably just like you guys, but this is the first one I've ever touched, and I really don't know what I'm doing. But hey, while we're here, let's have a listen to it. We can muck around. So let's just have a listen to this patch. Now with this patch you can adjust the ratio knob here. My fingers are going to get in the way, but there is the ratio knob there, and I'm just going to move it left to right. You're getting that ring mod sound. Now this has got a inbuilt, what would you call it, ambient type reverb built into it. You can hear it, and if I turn it off, it just sounds very basic. Now if you turn it on, it actually has a bit of niceness, a bit more. And I can add a little bit of delay to this as well. This thing sounds actually really nice. Like if you can muck around with this, you know, it's going to be something where you can get some bizarre sounds. And yeah, so that's the ring mod patch. So it is kind of pitch perfect. If you pull that all the way down to the bottom, you can definitely hear like there's two oscillators. Even though this thing doesn't actually have two oscillators on it, the ring mod patch gives it a virtual second oscillator. Okay, now what else? I've got, if I zoom out a little bit, a couple of other Volcas here. I'm not going to go all the way out because it gets a bit messy. So I've got the Volca Mix, top right hand corner, Volca Bass on the right, and Volca Beats on top. Okay, we don't need to look at those, but what we can do is we can just have a listen to this in a little tiny little sort of ad lib thing going on here. Let's give it a play. Now I'm just going to play just the Volca modulator first, and we'll just listen to the sequence going here. introduce some drums. And now some Volca bass. Now we can start mucking around with this. Now we can use this mod knob here. Now this is the wave folder. Now this thing's got a very interesting filter on it. It's not like the Moog style filters. This has got kind of like it's like a gate. I'll just mute these other parts so you can hear it on its own. See how it kind of works like a gate? It's quite interesting, and you can muck around with that obviously with all these kind of crazy patches. Alright, let's stop that for a sec. Now, have a look at all the little patch wires that they give you in the packet. And that's not all of them, I've got more here. I dropped half of them. I keep dropping them. Look at all these patch wires that they give you, there's heaps. So that comes in the packet, and so you can go crazy. And they're also, I showed you this before, they give you a little card module reference, which is pretty handy, and it tells you what each one of those little things do. So I'm trying to hold it steady, but there you go. Not bad. And on the other side there's a couple of patches which I showed you briefly before. So that comes with it as well, which is pretty cool. And you can just get, I mean, like me, I'm a beginner with this, so you can just follow those little patch guides to try and understand what's going on. But what I worked out, let's unplug all these for now. Let's just have a listen to it. Now it's what they call semi-modular, which means this will work without any patch in it. Okay, so let's try that on its own. And by default the oscillator is a triangle, and you can change it here. So that's with the mod, and you can change it with the fold. So that's all the way to the right, and that's all the way to the left to give you that triangle sound. Let's try a different sequence. This is all the factory stuff, guys. I haven't even programmed this yet, so don't expect any miracles. Try a different sequence. Now you got this ratio knob here. Now that ratio knob, it affects what the mod knob is doing. Remember, we haven't patched anything in this, so this is just really basic stuff. Try and get that a bit straighter for you guys. Sorry, I must have bumped it. All I'm doing now is just adjusting that ratio knob. These are really, really tiny knobs, so my hands look massive, but they're actually not. I'm a giant. Hi Couch Camper, how you going? Welcome to the live stream. Anyway, that's a little bit about how the oscillator kind of side is set up. Another thing to notice too, you've got all these patch points across the top here. So basically what I've worked out, and I guess anyone can correct me if I'm wrong or not, but the clear side, see how it's not filled in, and this side here is filled in with a color. So the clear side is inputs and the filled in side is outputs. So that should help you work out, where to put your patch cables. Okay, who wants to try another patch? Should we try another one? Let's try LFO modulation. Right, okay. So we need to go this is going to be the patch that we're going to try, LFO modulation. All right, let's give this a whirl. So it looks like we're going from source there, and it's going into functions. I think that's right. No, it's not. It's going into time, sorry. Oh, it's hard to see with the light. The light's reflecting. Okay, and now we need to do one more little cable, and it's going out. This looks like a little square wave sign. So it's going in on the plus symbol here and it's coming out on the little square wave sign. And it's going into that function, which is kind of like a little square wave sign. Again, there you can see. Okay, so what do we do with this one? Let's get everything kind of... We adjust these two knobs here. Oh yeah, there's an LFO. Look at that. Sounds like an alarm. Someone turn their car alarm off. Wow, that's pretty cool. And I guess once you've got a little LFO going on, you can then use that for other things. So that's pretty cool. Who liked that? Does it adjust our little sequence? It's probably a bit slow. Let's make it faster. Go. Whoa! This is crazy good. Guys, I swear, this is this is like lock yourself in a room for at least 24 hours. You have so much fun with this thing. It is so cool. Just if you're into sound design, this has got packs and packs of sound in it that you could just go crazy with. And like, I mean, like I said, I'm a beginner with this stuff. I wouldn't have a clue how to do half the stuff. I'm just following the manual at the moment. But I mean, we can get this thing to go absolutely nuts. What I might do though is just actually run through some of the stuff that I do know a little bit about, and that is all these functions across the bottom here. So you've got kind of a couple of cool, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's all labeled here, right? But let's get it up and running. Now I'm going to need my little helper doc. 1 second, just pause for a sec while I get this. Okay, here we go. So you can hear my mouse scrolling and stuff here. I need help to read this stuff for you. Okay, so across the bottom where you see scale, tonic, and then you've got the micro tune, octave, randomize, all those labels across the bottom here. Okay, so when you hold down function here and you hold down step 1, which is scale, okay, that one, you'll notice all these lights come up, okay, and you can actually select what scale you want your little sequence to run in, and by default it's chromatic, I think. So what's it flashing on now? Mellow M, which I think stands for melodic minor. Now in the manual it's got a whole bunch of numbers. I don't really understand what they mean, but what it says here, when the scale is selected, the keyboard is remapped to only include the notes of that scale. So I'm guessing that the numbers correspond to the remapping. So we're on a melodic minor. Let's change it to Japanese just because we can. Let's have a listen. And let's change that back now to chromatic major. So there you go, there's the scale jobber. I think you just press function to get out of that. I just worked that out myself, aren't I clever? Okay, we also have tonic, which is the next function across. And what tonic does is it allows you to select the tonic for the currently selected scale. And the options are A, B flat, B, C, and basically the step number represents that tonic scale. So this actually potentially is a transpose, I'm guessing. Let's try it. So we're running that in. So we're going to hit function and step 2. Let's try, we're going to go 1. This could actually be the first Volca that has a transpose on it. I don't know if I'm wrong there. I think I'm right. What do you guys think that's the first transposing Volca? I think that's something that we've been waiting for. That's awesome. And not to mention the fact that this thing is all kind of control voltage. I wonder what these little pins, I wonder what sort of voltages these things emit. We should probably plug a multimeter into that. Anyway, moving right along. The next one is the micro tuning, and this is really big for people who are into modular. They love micro tuning things and get them, you know, out of the standard 440, you know, A is 440. You get that out of that and make sure you can micro tune your equipment. So that gives you the ability to do that. Then you've got octave up and down, which transposes the notes here. Now the next one, which is pretty cool, is to randomize the note. Now to randomize the note, let's get a sequence starting again. So just hit function, randomize. And just keep toggling it until you like it. It's really kind of crazy. Now, you can randomize the active step, which is the next one. So let's go to that. By the way, if you want to go back to how it was before, just reload the memory. See? Randomize the active step, which is the next one. Oh, I apologize. I actually did the randomizing the active step first, and we didn't do the randomizing note. So that, what I was just showing, was randomizing the active step. I wasn't watching what I was doing. Apologize. So let's do it again. Randomizing the note. There we go. That's better. That sounded, I was wondering what wasn't sounding quite right. And the next one is randomizing the active step, which we just showed before, which changes the steps in the sequence, which I'll do it again just because we can. So you could use those two together to kind of get some crazy kind of sounds within your, you know, your whatever you wanted to try and get it sounding as crazy enough as it is, but try and get it sounding even more crazy with the sequencer. The next one is gate. We don't really need to go into gate. We know what gate does. It makes the note stay on longer or shorter. That's there. The next one is bounce. This one's really cool. So let's load a different patch. Let's go to this one. And let's enable bounce. So you'll see it bounce back. And you can toggle it on and off. And it goes, when it's off, it just goes back to the start. So it reverses back through it. So that's a cool feature. The next one is STOCH, which is short for stochastic sequencer. In stochastic mode, I'm going to have trouble saying that word. Each sequencer step, the next step will be decided randomly among 4 choices, and it can be kind of backwards, repeat, forwards, and skip. They're kind of the 4 choices that it can do. So it's kind of a bit of chaos. Let's try that. You can see it going crazy. See? Backwards, forwards, skipping. Pretty cool. So with all of those changes, you can go pretty crazy with just one basic sequence, and I really like that. Also, it does feature the motion sequence like most of the other Volcas have got. So you can turn it on, you can turn it off. When you turn it on, you can make all the adjustments with the knobs. All of the knobs are motion sequenceable, which is pretty cool. And then you can clear it if you make a mistake, or you can, yeah, it's basically there. And you can also clear your sequence steps or the whole sequence if you want to. So that's what these last ones are for. So I just thought I'd show you guys that that's actually a pretty featured sequencer, and I think every time they release a new Volca, this thing gets a bit deeper and deeper. What do you guys think? What would you like me to show you next? Let's have a listen to the... See, if I turn that reverb thingo on, space, I think it's called space. Listen to how ambient it sounds. I've got a delay effect. Let me just turn that off. Now that actual space effect is actually stereo. I've checked it out. Bearing in mind everything that I'm doing on this today, I've only touched this for the first time today, so I had to have a little play with it before the live stream just so I didn't look a complete fool. But that, I believe that stereo, or sorry, that space effect is stereo. And just have a quick look in the manual, see if it says it is. I don't think it says anything about it. I'll tell you what it says. It's called Space Out. It applies a digital space. Okay, so this is the only digital part of the Volca Modular. It applies it to the input audio signal and outputs the audio to a headphone jack. The internal speaker can also be used to patch. It doesn't say anything about it being stereo, but that definitely sounds stereoed. What do you guys think? Have a listen. And then I'll turn it off. You can hear the difference. That's not a bad effect. I mean, some of the Volca effects are really noisy and hissy and a bit yucky. That's actually pretty nice. I am into all that kind of ambient stuff. You guys know that. Let's add a bit of delay on without the space effect and see if it sounds any different. I've got the delay kind of pumping here. The delay I'm using is on the left, the Boss DD500. I love this delay pedal. You guys have probably seen me use this a lot. The reason why I like it is because you can take a mono input and output a stereo delay effect. Now, the reason why I'm outputting a stereo effect is because I'm using the Volca mix over in the top right hand corner here, and the send on the Volca mix is mono. So, but the aux in on the Volca mix is stereo. I don't know why they did that. It's a bit annoying. All right. So, what else can we do? We can talk a little bit about these general areas, okay? So obviously we talked in depth about the source or the oscillator. Let's talk about the next section here, which are the functions. Now the functions, Where are we? There's actually two function generators. Now, just for those playing along at home, function generators are sometimes called envelope generators. They are a AHD generator, so attack, hold, decay, I believe. It outputs positive, inverted, and trigger. They're a 3-phase generator with attack, hold, and release. So it generates a signal that rises according to the attack time at the start of a gate signal, holds until the end of the gate, and then falls for the duration of the release time. When the release time is reached, a trigger is sent to the end trigger output. So there's two of those, and they're all patchable, which is pretty cool. Okay, so the one on the left is the AHD generator, and the one on the right is called a rise full generator. My apologies, I thought they were both the same. Okay, so they're different. The one on the right only has 2 phases, rise and fall, and the shape determines between the balance between the rise and the fall time. So, okay, so this one has 3 phases, and this one has 2. So that's actually pretty cool. And they both have your different patch points here. Okay, this one up the top left hand up here is called sequences, and you can output a fourth, a third, a half, a gate, and a pitch, and they're all if I move that little cable, you can see they're your little symbols for fourth, third, half, gate, and pitch. That's all dependent on the sequencer that's running. Okay, so basically a fourth is once every 4 gates, third, etc. once every third. You get the idea. And what else? Woggle. This next one across. Woggle is a module, is a sample and hold circuit. Wow. Let's play with that. I love sample and hold. That's actually really cool. Okay, so it's a pink noise source for those who want to know by default. You've got, I believe there's a smooth and a rough one. That's what these 2 waveforms are showing me. Let's see what it says in the manual. Yeah, so there's a stepped, they call it stepped. I called it rough. Stepped and smooth. So you will get like a stepped or you'll get a smooth output. What can we do with Woggle? Let's try. Now we need to input something to that. We need to give it yeah, we got it working now. Look at that. Anyway, I'll probably need to play with that a bit more. I don't really know what I'm doing. Split. It's kind of like a mod matrix splitter, so you can use that to split inputs 1 and 2. You've got these two LPGs or low pass gates. They're both the same, which are to do with the frequency. I think we might have put that in the wrong spot. Ah, here we go. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway. What else? You've got utility over here. Where's utility? AB. Okay, so these are utilities. These are modules that allow you to combine attenuate signals between, you can combine A plus B and C, A minus. So that's what they're for. I need to work this stuff out. The actual space out one also has CV controls too. That'd be interesting. So you can apply an LFO to that. I wonder if we can do that. Probably not, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Anyway, what else did we mix out on? Sorry, I'm just checking the chat. I haven't actually been checking the chat. Sorry, guys. Hi, Rocco. Thanks for joining. It's working. I should turn that delay off. That is all just only out of this. There's no other things affecting this. That is purely the signal from the Volca Modular, and I'm actually really impressed with this, guys. So yeah, how long have we been going for? About 50 minutes. I think it's time to do a bit of a chat and have questions. You don't have to ask me about this. You can ask me about anything. Whoever's hanging around, make sure you pop your question in if you've got any questions. Might just pop us back onto the there we can see the live chat in the bottom underneath me, so just below me. Yeah, ask questions away. Who was looking at videos during the week? I released a couple of new videos during the week. Let's have a quick look here. I think it was during the week that I released the Volca FM velocity fix with MIDI PAL. I don't know if you guys have a Volca FM, but if you can get yourself a MIDI PAL, it's something that you've got to build yourself. It's kind of like a electronics project. If you can get yourself one of those, I've put on that video a free program that you can install on your MIDI PAL. MIDI Bro is another version of it. MIDI Gal is another version of it. There's a few out there. That program will work, and it fixes the velocity of your Volca FM, which is one of the biggest bugbears everyone didn't like about it. So Korg did implement velocity on it, but they just didn't implement it through the MIDI. So this actually adds an extra CC, MIDI CC event, so that it does have Volca velocity. Rocco, no, I haven't. It's literally probably a bit difficult to do in a live situation. One thing that I can tell you about the control voltage in, that's that little plug there. I can tell you a little bit about the specs of that, because I believe this is what most people are actually interested in. All these little tiny holes, I believe, are not standard sort of modular voltages that run off these cables, and I haven't checked it on a multimeter yet. We can do that. I just need to work out how to do it. But anyway, the CV in jack is plus or minus 5 volts, and I think the input is clipped at that, but it can be scaled to plus or minus 3.3 volts. So the left channel, if you're using a stereo plug, the left channel is clipped to to plus or minus 5 volts, and the right channel, or the ring, expects a 1 volt per octave signal, so 0 to plus 6 volts, and it converts the Volca Modular's internal pitch offset voltage control signal. So if you connect a 3.5mm mono patch cable, it will result in the same signal being applied to the CV and pitch offset inputs. But if you connect a stereo, you've got that second scale that you can muck around with. Don't forget to use the sync. Things work beautifully with the other Volcas, which is a 5 volt 15 millisecond pulse. If everyone ever wants to know what that is, you can actually get some modular gear that will emulate Volca sync too. I've seen it. So yeah, I don't know if that helps. I believe there's people who've got the Volca Modular working with modular gear, and it's fine. So you just have to know how to wire your cable. Let me just show you the full screen for a sec. Let me just grab something. Okay, I'm back, and I've got goodies. Alright, we're going to show you here. Okay, so see this cable here. It is 2 alligator clips, and it goes to I think it's called a BNC, connects to an oscilloscope, and on the other end I've got a butchered, I'm not showing that very well. It's a stereo 3.5mm jack, which has been stripped. Okay, and you can access the ring, the tip, and the ground. Now in this case, I've just got it connected to this little BNC connector. And what I've been doing with that is I've been getting the audio output through the headphone socket into an oscilloscope, which I've got. And it's a bit hard for me to do here though, because of the way I've got this all set up. But I can show you. So you can see with my setup here, everything's all connected to the Volca mix over here. So this is going out into the Volca mix. So it's a bit hard to do this with that. I'll just get that back there. Okay, but okay, this is the oscilloscope with dust on it. There we go. This is the oscilloscope that I've been using. Okay, and for those who want to get one of these, they're another electronic kit, a bit like the what was it, the MIDI Bro that I was talking about before. This is another one you've got to build it yourself. It's a whole bunch of soldering involved, and you can see how I've soldered that. That's why it looks dodgy. Anyway, that's the model number you search for, DSO138. That's an O for oscilloscope, not a 0. DSO138. There might even be an update to this, but this is actually pretty cool. So you plug in your B and C connector there, and then you take the audio output from the Volca Modular, and it will show a waveform on here. And it's just a bit hard to show, but I am doing a video on the Volca Modular once I learn a little bit more about it. Like I said, those who have been watching this video have probably seen me no worries, Rocker. Catch you later, mate. Those who have probably been watching me thinking, wow, this guy knows nothing. Yep, I know nothing. But that's the whole point of getting this. For me, this was all about learning West Coast synthesis for the first time. And I thought, instead of going and getting, I don't know what's been out there, there's the O Coast was something that came out a few years ago. I was really keen to get one, and they just never turned up here in Australia. It was ridiculous. We never got them here, and I wasn't going to be posting one from the US. This was the first really easily accessible West Coast synthesis device that I've had access to here in Australia. It's probably not as bad, but I don't actually have a modular rack, so I can't put modular gear that you can buy. I can't put that in. I haven't got anything yet, but that's something that I will be getting soon. I'm thinking about getting one of those Arturia rack brutes, because I've got to start somewhere, and it seems to be pretty cool. But for now, what I think I want to do is just kind of learn a little bit about West Coast synthesis, because it's different. It's so much different to the way the Moogs have been set up, and as a result of that, I'm hoping to get some really cool samples out of this and put it into my MPC Live or my Octatrack, and who knows what you can do once you've got some cool samples. So that's my journey with it. But for now, I need to learn a little bit about audio engineering and patching. We've been taking a lot of patches for granted with synthesizers, because all of the synthesizers that I've got don't have this kind of level of patching on them. They are all semi-modular or modular, not modular at all. And there seems to be this push to go back to some sort of form of mod matrix and modulation with a lot of the gear that's out there. and you've got to learn how it works. So, I mean, I was trying to get sample on hold to work before, which is the wiggle thing, and I couldn't work it out. But it doesn't mean I'm not going to. It means that that will be something that I'll be playing with probably first. I want to learn about all of these different functions, you know, as we mentioned before, all of these functions here, and try and create some patches. And the video that I want to do on the Volca Modular is, I want to do a couple of my own patches, and I want to show, like I showed before, I want to show the oscilloscope working with it, so we can actually have a look visually at what the waveforms look like. And I want to have, you know, CV. I'm thinking about probably putting a Moog workstat with this and just seeing how it plays, because we're going East Coast, West Coast then. I just thought to myself today, that actually might be a cool thing to do. So yeah, that's probably all I'm going to show about the Korg Modular today. I hope you guys enjoyed the little live ad-lib, let's call it crappy demo that I made of the Korg Modular. Hasn't been a huge amount of questions in chat, but I do appreciate those who have made the comments through today for you guys, or this morning for you guys if you're in America. Much appreciated, everyone, for watching. Tell me if you liked the new segments that I did, the news segment and the meme segment, which I've added. If you want me to keep doing that next week, let me know. As I said before, I'm going to be getting a Skype guest hopefully for next week, so that'll be interesting. We'll have someone to talk to, and stay tuned during the week. There's some more videos coming out on my channel, so don't forget to subscribe. Oh, and while we're at it, I thought I'd mention one thing. On my channel, I am just about to hit the 3,000 subscriber mark. Let me just have a look while we're at it. Yeah, I've got about 50-ish to go. So if you're watching right now and you haven't hit that subscribe button, please hit it. Help me try and get to that 3,000. I would really love to celebrate 3,000 subscribers. It's a massive honor to have that many people interested in what I'm doing, and I really appreciate everyone who supports me. Hi Michael, thanks for joining. So yeah, that little 3,000 milestone is coming very soon, and I'm hoping that we'll get there sooner than later. Let me know also what you guys think of the videos I've been doing lately. Have there been kind of some stuff on iPads and Microsoft Surface? I'm trying to kind of bring some different ideas to you about what you can use with your gear. So not all of it is demoing synths, which I know all of you love, but I can tell you that there's a big list of videos, and in that list there is going to be a really big video on my I don't know if you can see it right there, but that's the, turn the screen on, you might be able to see it better. That's the Novation Peak. There's going to be a big video on that coming up soon. There's going to be some videos on iPad stuff. I'm looking at MIDI programming the new Korg Gadget app, which has now got MIDI implementation. So you guys know that I'm big on MIDI, so we're going to go through that. What else? There's going to be videos on the Behringer Model D, which I've had here for years, not for years, for a year, and I've done nothing with it basically. So anyway, I've worked out there's a list of about 20 videos that have yet to be made, so I'm hoping to punch them out as quickly as I can for everybody. And not to mention, this one will be a little bit more polished and professional when I get to do that as well, but this is all a bit ad lib and live at the moment. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching. It's been a bit over an hour now, and I wish you all the best weekend. It's now Saturday night here and it's getting pretty late, so I'm going to put out one last call for any questions anyone wants to add, and then if we don't, we'll probably sign off in a minute. Just chuck into chat if you've got questions about anything. Probably should have put it over there so you could see me talking when I was trying showing. Didn't even realize I didn't have it on. That's the Novation Peak there. Right there. Sorry about that. I thought I had that on the right screen. How about a patch and a beat to sign off? Yeah, why not? What can we do? Portamento? Let's do that. At least that's something that I can do, because I've got a guide here. Right. So let's play it. What have I done? I can't hear it. Alright, here we go. We're going to try and patch this now. Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next Saturday. If not, talk to you online. Thanks a lot. See you later.